What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BMX45. Today we're coming at you with another video. We have another meta deck discussion for the Digimon TCG. They just had the Cartomagical Regionals on the weekend in Quebec, so all of my good friends from the Brook City Discord were there having fun in-person event, the last in-person event for Canada for the year, I believe. So the last chance for a lot of us Canadians to get a spot in the top 16 because there's no other online events. There is a few other events going on, I believe in November. But other than that, that's pretty much it. And of course, we have Ultimate Cups, which you don't get an invite for top 16 for that, so people will be less excited for those. But we have some more information. Again, thank you to Eggman Events for always posting this stuff here. We have the top 16 here, which we're going to get into and talk about in just a moment here and see what this meta is like. There's some changes on here, some interesting things, but mostly everything just staying kind of in the same realm. So we're going to be able to see this meta one last time because this Friday is official BT23 release. Us in Canada should have it as well. So we're basically going to be looking into this to see where the meta is leaving off for the end of BT22 and making predictions on what we think is going to come in and swoop in and take the spots in BT23. What might be good enough. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. And subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, getting into it here, we have our top 16 deck list. We have 3 more rocks. So rocks taking a huge section, almost a quarter section of the pie. 2 Lord Nightmon X decks. That's kind of cool. I haven't seen Lord Nightmon X for a while. 2 Machine Dramon. So Machine Dramon taking a little bit more. Phoenixmon X, Imperial, Blue-Green Imperial, 1 Galaxy, 1 Magidramon, 1 Purple Hybrid, 1 Ganku, 1 Omnimon, 1 Omnimon X, which I like these. Well, that'd be Royal Knights, Omnimon X. So I have to really kind of see what that's about. And 1 Galamon X. So all the decks we've been talking about again and again and again. Just like more so one of each and stuff like that. So very kind of sparse, but nothing's really changing. The biggest change obviously is the Lord Nightmon X, but it's probably the Leviamon engine with Lord Nightmon X, which is just as good as Leviamon, some would say. So we're going to get into it and we're going to see what we got. So we have Phoenixmon X taking, they can't hit this deck enough, can they? They cannot hit this deck enough. So this engine still works. I just don't know if they're going to see any changes until this guy gets hit. I mean, they hit everything else but him. But it's still going strong. There's an OTK that I'm assuming you can still pull off. You got Galamon X. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, so offense training, red memory boost, red scramble, protoform, 3 protoforms, Mega Digimon Assembly is kind of a neat card from EX6. My opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon. You may ignore this card's color requirements. 1 of your level 6 Digimon and 1 card in the hand. May DNA Digital window low such. So the nice thing about this is that it lets you use your Oriyumon from hand, which is kind of interesting. Or your Phoenixmon if you put Oriyumon on the field, so that's interesting as well. Yeah. It's a interesting deck, and it's obviously doing very well, this engine, compared with Gallantmon support and the Cool Boys is obviously very consistent. So, I mean, it's not hard to see. There's probably going to be another hit somewhere down the road. Lord Nightmon X, second place. It's using the same engine. Well, we've just talked about something's a problem. Obviously. I guess they're not sure what yet, but I still think it's this guy, the float engine. And then using top end Cerberusmon, Lord Nightmon, and yeah, that's Rocks again. We'll see if it's control rocks or OTK rocks. It's control rocks again. It seems to be the better version of the deck. Spicing in some floodgates because they're rocks. Because Gatsumon's a rock. And then, yeah, pretty similar lineup. Cutting out the new Landramon completely, just playing max out of the old ones. So that's kind of an interesting one as well. But other than that, and then just playing, not playing any of the promo close, just playing the OG and the new one. 4 of the new one too. I mean, does gain a memory, so that's kind of good. But her other ability is pretty decent. And then maxing out on the unique emblem, which is interesting. Blue-green Imperial, that's going to be very, very standard. Yeah. Yeah, very standard. Playing the Hexablau, playing the starter deck guy as well. Yeah. Pretty standard. It's a good deck. It's always a good deck. I mean, I've done that deck is what I used, what I did the best with I've ever done in my Digimon career. Like top, you know, like 24th place, I think, top 32. Such a great deck. And then we have more Geo Edges. Another Lord Knight, basically the same thing. I mean, there might be a little bit shift in ratios, but it's pretty close. Galaxy, you'll see what the Galaxy focuses on. Again, of course, it's using the Polymon Ace, but using a whole bunch of other things, playing the one Mirage, Rune Mode, and Omnimon X. That's kind of cancerous. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same. More focused on the blue cards now, but still has, you know, some of the red support, which is, you know, it just gives it options. The deck has so many options, which is why it's really kind of cool. It's an option deck. Oh, we got a DM trait Machine Dramon next. So it's DM stuff, and then all your ultimates. Playing Black War Greymon promo. That's kind of an interesting one for a level 6. And the Ace, and then the Machine Dramon and one Puppetmon Ace. So having the Ace options, especially because a lot of your stuff is like black. Yeah, like a lot of your level 5s are black. I think all your level 5s have black in them, so it kind of works. And then the new Digimon Emperor, seen some love along with analog use, so that's kind of cool. File Island and Meat. There needs to be an alternate Digimon Meat card with like Luffy on it. I'm still saying that it's got to happen. It's too good not to happen. Then we have our one Megidramon deck, of course. It's going to be all the same stuff, same engine, similar top end, other than the Megidramon himself, and similar, you know, option lineup, other than of course having like an analog youth. So there's that as well. We also have another rocks deck. Again, it's always nice to see how many rock decks. Oh, well, this one's going to Bandai TCG. Why? But why? Okay, well, I don't know why. Every other one, Canada, game title, Digimon. Okay, so there we go. This one is, again, more of the same. This one I'm playing Metallic Dramon, so it's kind of interesting. But also playing more the control version, because basically your level 6 is what dictate if it's a control or another version. So there's that as well. Playing the promo, at least I think one of the promo in this one. Kind of an interesting change up. But other than that, similar. Playing Digital Gate Open. That's a little bit different. And playing some of the new Landramon as well. So you don't have spots for those floodgates and the other Gatsumon. And did it work out for him? Well, I mean, I guess, you know, the difference was 3rd to 9th, which isn't huge. I mean, I don't think there's any prizing for 3rd. So I don't think maybe there is, but I don't think there's any extra prizing for third, so I didn't think they lost out technically. What the? Purple hybrid. Purple hybrid. That's what we're looking at with Impmon support. What? And the new Beelzemon Ace. Okay, I see what. When you mill stuff, you can go to Beelzemon Ace off of an Impmon. That's actually pretty cool. That and it trashes cards. Plays Tamers for free. 1 purple Tamer with play cost of 4 or less for free. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Adds back Demon Lords. Rune mode. Can go into Rune mode off of it, which you can do off the Gallantmon, but this Gallantmon, Kinkakumon, yeah, the deck OTK is so fast. So this is actually really cool. This is a real cool concept. Is Impmon support for playing free Tamers or milling stuff. That's actually really cool. And they're not playing any of the other Ukomon, just the BT16 Ukomon, and then 1 Psychmon. That's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool build. That's something I would play. Freaking love purple hybrid. Okay, that is very cool. Gankumon X. That's very inspired. Same Gankumon X. Ugh. But it's but you're playing Oriumon. Because if you play that, if you get enough cards in the trash, I guess you can go into with those, either one of those. You can go into Alphamon or Yukin, which is kind of disgusting. I don't know. I still hate this deck. I just don't like it. I don't like it. So, like, it's not even Jessmon. Using Jessmon cards feels so wrong. I hope the new Jessmon is good enough to put a dent in the meta so that this deck cannot be the only form of, like, Jessmon cards we have in the meta. But we'll have to wait and see, because aggro is always interesting. Very, very interesting. We got a Growl Loop Machine Dramon deck. So using a Growlmon low end and then the high end machine deck. I guess this helps you mill stuff is kind of the idea, I want to say. Yeah, I'd like to see this in action if it actually works. I mean, it got the person 12th place, which isn't bad. We have an Omnimon deck, which is using it's not using the black Gabu and Agu, it's using the BT17 stuff, it's using full out 16 rookies, and then same kind of ratios I use for the level 6s. It's using no Alter S, so it's just using this Omnimon, which is a really good Omnimon anyways. That's interesting. And 2 Alter B. It's got a little bit of Mirai, playing the old Nokia, which I kind of like the idea of. I was only ever playing it at 1, but I do like the idea of the old Nokia. And an EX4, maxing out an EX4 tie and mat, which is interesting. Yeah. So that's very interesting as a I mean, I guess it doesn't care if you have BT13 because this one can attack every single time, but also having more ace for a Miraculous Mega Knight is not a bad thing because it's hard to get around. So both are interesting strategies, and just not caring about the OTK, just caring about putting your big guys on the board and having them be hard to get around, and all the other things it can do. So that's very, very interesting, because every check is 1 check unsuspend blocker with decode. That's actually a pretty decent strategy. Maybe that's why the deck is, hasn't been doing well, is because people are focusing too much on the OTK, but we'll see, because there's still one more deck. We have the third Rocks deck, which is more of the same. Yeah, more of this, basically the same stuff. Little changes here or there, but same as the first one. And then we have all. So it said Omnimon X up above, but it was Alter S. I kind of knew it was. So this one's using BT21 Gabumon or Agumon, which allows you to grab stuff back from the trash too. Maybe this guy is a better, because it lets you add a. What is it? Lets you add one Digimon card with Reptile or Dragon King trait from your trash to your hand. So it lets you add a War Greymon or an Agumon, which is kind of interesting play style. And then the Searcher, the EX2 Searcher, EX4, sorry, Gabu Searcher, your BT22, one of the BT17, playing a couple Greymons. Then the same kind of ratio CS to BT17. 3 of those Omni, 2 Alter S. I think I like this better just because I still like Alter S, but just making less of him in the deck is important as this guy. Only 3 Miraculous, which is interesting, and 2 copies of Digital Gate Open, which is kind of an interesting choice as well. And then a little less Mirai, and then more BT17 EX9, playing the Koro egg that draws you 1. So yeah, no, definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. It's a little bit different, so people are changing up the deck a bit, playing it one of 2 different ways. And then Gallant X is our last one here, and we're seeing the same base engine, and then getting into just the regular Gallant X lineup. Cool Boy obviously being really good in the deck, really consistent. Playing 2 and 2 is kind of interesting, both Proform and X-Antibody. Usually people max out at 3, like one of one, 2 of another, or just 3 straight of one. So this is kind of an interesting build, but it managed to get him a top 16 spot. So he's getting an invite to nationals, which is pretty good. Yeah, so that is the Carta Magica regionals. Lots of interesting innovation in there. The Growl X action with Lord Nightmon, it's kind of interesting. And Rock's still doing really, really well. So kudos to the Rock players, but that is what our meta looks like right now. And I don't know what's going to happen with the introduction to BT23. I'm hoping we get some good Jessmon decks. I'm hoping for a lot of things. I don't think Xmon's going to make a dent, but maybe it will. Maybe CS trait decks will make more of a hit out because we got so much CS support in all different forms now. We got the new Hoodie deck. I'm not sure exactly what's going to make its mark on the meta. There's a few things that I'm hoping really do, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me know your guys' thoughts about this, and we'll see what goes on at the next tournament, because now we'll have data starting this Friday. Our next meta deck discussion will be a BT23 meta deck discussion. So I hope you guys enjoy and watch out for that one. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.